Hey, CYBL Nation. It's been a minute and we're in a new season. It's summertime. Hope you guys are having fun in the sun. We are here with another CYBL Today pod. And today we're just going to be breaking down everything so far in the Central Conference. So if you are a Central Conference fan, you want to stay tuned for everything we're about to talk about. Man, so many exciting things. Hey, Alan, what has stood out to you so far?
Oh, it's yeah, no, it's been a lot of fun. It's crazy to see kind of like from last season, you feel like a lot of the teams are still kind of the same or they're pretty close. And just the flip, man, it's just wild to see. I'm surprised by a lot of the results that have happened so far. I think this season's actually surprised me, I think, more than most. I feel like
Mm,
we kind of mixed up the teams a little bit with some of the core guys. We moved them around a bit. So
hmm
it's just kind of interesting. And yeah, it's I am looking forward to seeing a few more games before I make any predictions because I have no
No
idea.
predictions. I have no
No
idea
predictions. I got no clue what's going
either.
on yet. I need to
Oh,
see some people yet.
no, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, we're only really 2 games in to the
Hmm.
season so far. And so, but what we have seen again has been just a shocker, I think, to
Hmm.
everybody to see what we've seen. Like there's been a lot of movement in the off season. There's a lot of movement of talent moved around, and a lot of players that are on the end of an era. And
Hmm.
I just want to shout out Aiden, who essentially retired early and sadly, sadly didn't get to finish this season, so he's going to be missed. But he's had an incredible legacy, so we're
Hmm.
excited to hopefully celebrate that with him at the awards party. But
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely, yeah. It'll be, I think that's a big loss for that team. Although, like we said, it's that team was looking great anyways, and
hmm
I think he's not leaving them out to dry in any way, shape, or form.
no,
I think they'll be able to carry on, and it is sad. It's sad to see him go. It would have been nice to have him and all the other guys all finish
yeah,
at the same
finish
time,
out,
right?
yeah,
We got Liam, Justin, Jordan Cuban,
Ashton,
yeah, Ashton, just kind of like the core. Well, obviously Zach, but it's unfortunate with Zach as well.
is injured,
It would have been nice for all of them just to go out one
yeah,
last hurrah together, right? They've been such a big part of CYBL family, and we're gonna miss all of them. And so
man,
it was fun to have them all here. Yeah, I thought this was like the most stacked, summer season ever. So it was gonna be cool to see which one of them was gonna come out on top.
oh yeah, that just brought me to a thought. It's really spontaneous, not in my notes. But what I was
Hmm.
thinking was, what do you think if you had to do the top 10 players in CYBL history of all time? Top 10.
Man,
Give me your best list. Give me your best list. Top 10.
wow, is hard. That is so hard.
I know, eh?
I mean, I think for me, even though I know Zach struggled with the championships and stuff. I think
Yeah.
he was prior to Aiden was really just
Oh, yeah.
he was kind of I think he's what really brought the level to where it was. I think,
hmm
it's kind of like it was the quality was so in the leagues. I think, Zach really brought it up a whole nother notch. So
Brought
I
it to
think
another level.
yeah, I think when you're talking top 10, I definitely think you got like Aiden's at first for me, and then
Yep.
Zach's second, like a
Yep.
close second, and then I guess you got to go Cole Koski,
Cole
you know.
Koski. Yep. Yep.
Oh, the Knights dynasty, man.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
that was a
uh,
team.
yeah, that was a team. That was
We've
crazy.
never seen anything yet like that.
No, that was yeah. I mean, that was something else there.
Mhm.
What's so not Noah, but
Nathan Corey, I
Nathan
guess.
Kuru.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd probably be my number four.
Okay.
With what happened with Ashton winning the
Yeah.
OCC, I gotta
LCC.
go as Ashton as at a five.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and
I like this. I
Liam
like this.
Liam for me is at 6.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, just because of the, that True North, even though, there was some some unfortunate losses there a few
Hmm.
times. It
He
was
did win a
still,
championship though.
yeah, you guys did win it, and then, but it just, the consistency in the season was great. Like,
Hmm.
regardless of the playoffs, and how some of those other ones ended, that,
Hmm.
the consistency in the in season was good, and you always a competitor. So I think definitely a 6 there. And oh man,
Just gotta
I
reach
don't
four
know.
more slots.
I know, man. That it's hard. You don't like. You can't be overlooking. Like,
No, you
there's
can't.
been a lot of seasons, right?
I know some one of the players gonna pipe up soon and be like, "Hey, what about me, man? You forgot about me in the top 10."
I know that's hard. That's honestly, yeah. I don't know. You
But this
got
is
you
your
got any
top
more
10.
thoughts?
This is
You
your
got any
top 10.
more thoughts here?
I got some
Any?
thoughts. Somebody that we haven't even put in the conversation, which is pretty crazy. Nathan Lanning.
Oh, yeah. See that? I'm thinking about all the retiring guys or guys that have retired. That's the hard part. Yeah,
Because
obviously,
think about how long he's been here, though.
I know. I think obviously Nathan's higher up. I think in
Yeah,
my list for sure he's higher
yeah.
up. But I think I was more thinking the guys who are gone and
Okay,
retiring now.
okay.
So,
You can
but
add them in there,
yeah,
though. It's kind of, yeah.
yeah, Nathan's definitely. Oh yeah, he's 100% in there. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. And
Oh
then
man, yeah, Nathan. Yeah, you can't can't
the,
can't can't keep Nathan off that list.
it's
That's
not
for
the
sure.
same
This
without
may be
Nathan.
his MVP season right here, right?
It literally
Yeah,
could just be his MVP season. So top
yeah,
10, we're at 7 now. That means there's
yeah.
3 more. Let's go, man. That's hard. 3 more. I'm gonna say, no, I don't. It's hard, but I think I have to put him in here. I don't know if this is in no particular order because I don't think it is at this point.
No, it isn't
Then,
anymore.
then, then I'm gonna say something controversial, but I think it is true.
Hmm.
I think it is true. I think you have to put Malachi Wall in that conversation. Here's the thing. Here
Uh,
is the thing. We cannot forget he had 1 season, but we
yeah,
cannot forget what he did in that season. You cannot forget what he did in that season. That was a stunner to everybody
yeah,
everywhere. Okay.
yeah.
So regardless of where you put him in that list, I think he has to be in there just because of what he did and the way that he did it to a dynasty like the Lions. Like literally,
I think I'd give him 10 at this
you can give
point.
him
He
10.
would.
You can give him 10.
I
You
think
can give him
I'd
10.
give him 10,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and
Just
he
because of the amount of
because there was
seasons. It
no,
wasn't enough.
like, yeah, there's no longevity.
There's
We
no
don't know,
longevity.
like, we don't know, would he be consistent? Was it a one
Exactly.
off? Like, was it, like, I mean, yeah,
And he
like
could be out
that's
of that. Like in a few seasons, he could be out of that 10th spot just because there's other players that have played longer that have
hmm
accomplished more.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Um, so that's something to just, I think, right off the bat consider. And then if we did 2 more, if we say he's 10 and we're doing 8 and 9,
yeah.
so
There's so many guys, man. Like, I thinking
what are you
about,
thinking?
I'm just thinking about that whole, like, man, that whole night. Like, what about Aaron? You know what I mean?
You know,
Like,
Aaron Fullahan, man.
yeah, man.
Yeah,
Like, maybe he wasn't,
yeah.
the main guy, but he was rebounds. He
He was one of
was,
the best defenders of all time.
like,
One of the best defenders.
you gotta think he's got to be in this
Yeah,
conversation, right?
yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah. I'd say so. I'd say so.
yeah,
He
I
might
think so.
be. He might be. What was he? He was a. It's hard to say. Was he a power forward? Was he a center?
I
Because
don't
like
know. Yeah,
Peyton kind of played that center role, and maybe he spread the floor a little bit. If you put
yeah,
him at the power forward like position,
yeah.
like he's got to be a top 3 power forward of all time.
Oh yeah,
Just
yeah. And he only just kept getting better and better
he
every
did.
season. So it was, it's too bad we didn't have him a few more, but like,
Hmm.
honestly, yeah, he was getting more and more dominant the longer he was here, right? So,
Yeah. There's a player
yeah.
that there's a player that I think in some regards reminds me of, but he's in the East,
Mm,
and that's Caleb.
yeah. Oh yeah, Caleb's, yeah. Definitely, I think, like, yeah, if we're doing all of CYBL,
Hmm.
Caleb, it's unfortunate. I always like, I just wish we had more time with some of these
I know,
guys, right?
I know,
That's,
I know.
but I think just from what Caleb showed at the OCC
Yeah,
and his ability to compete with this division,
yeah,
right?
that's
With the
true.
Central Conference, I mean,
Hmm.
um, was incredible, right? Like he was right with them the whole time.
Yeah,
So yeah, that was kind of cool.
it was
Um,
cool, and he led him to the finals.
yeah, I
And
honestly see him as kind of the face for your
the
conference, right?
East,
For the
yeah, yeah,
East, I kind of see him as the face of the East right now.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. No, I
yeah,
agree, man. And it's kind of sad because he's only gonna be the face for one more. Like this is his
I
last season.
know.
He's done.
Yeah,
He's done.
yeah,
But at the same time, there's an impact that he's made, and I think it's in multiple ways. It's multiple
mm,
ways. It's like it's not only on the court, like in terms of his play, but it's also been who he's been as a leader on the
mm,
team. So like there's like this holistic sense of what you look for when you look for a face of CYBL. Um,
yeah,
so anyways, for the East, you're right. And then yeah, I guess if we're adding him in there, are we adding him
yeah.
in there?
Yeah,
Then that
I think it's I
then that would
think
be
he's definitely there. I mean,
then that would be our 10. That'd be our top
yeah,
10
yeah,
to this
yeah,
point. Wow, that's crazy, man. That's crazy.
yeah.
Now there are
That's
people
fun.
there's people that are gonna be they're gonna be like, hey man, what about me? Don't forget about me. Well, that hopefully
Yeah,
that just gives you some fire if you're still in the
yeah.
league. If you're not in the league, well, you can tell us comment
Yeah.
your debate,
Leave a
and we will
comment. Yeah,
leave a comment, and
yeah.
we'll
Hey,
get to it in the
this
next
is
pod.
this is not a set in stone list.
No, it's not.
This list is up for debate.
It is. It is. Not only that, but it's fluid. Like this thing
Yeah.
is gonna be, it's Stephen A says it's fluid. It's fluid.
Yeah. I
But it
like that.
literally is. It is a moving list. So we're 2 games into the season so far. We're at the end of an era, like we just kind of referred to. And with that being said, so far from what we've seen of some of these teams in terms of the matchups that we've seen, what have been some of the teams that have stood out to you so far this season from what we've seen to this point?
Well, I think you gotta say True North.
Yeah.
Like just the absolute dominance from True North is just ridiculous. Like they're basically the same team as last season.
Hmm.
They've got a few guys back, obviously, with Ethan A and Gavin and whatnot, but unbelievable. Like, just,
Wow.
it's not like you look at that team and you're like, oh, yeah, that guy's the superstar, right? Although Keel's crushing it this season.
Man,
Um,
MVP candidate at this point.
oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, and that's what we had expected. I think that's what we had predicted last season,
That's
and
what, yeah.
it kind of just blossomed this season more
Hmm.
so. But like you look at it, and it wouldn't, like, prior to this season, you would have looked at that team and went, yeah, maybe a mid pack, not
Well, I
a
mean, given what took place
yes.
in the
That's
play,
exactly.
like given like to be
I
sorry,
know.
my True North fans, because I'm a True North fan, okay. But what happened, and I was actually repping that game. What happened was saddening to watch. They really got. It was expected to be another close game from the game that they played previously,
Yes. Yep.
where Ashton hit the buzzer beater. But
Yep.
then, man, the worst. Say it was lunch.
I know. Another level. Yeah.
It was like Shaq says, barbecue chicken alert.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
so they've been, for me, the biggest kind of like shocker, is
Hmm.
they've been just fantastic. And then so them on a good note, and then the strikers on a like, I'm hoping
Yeah.
to see the flame kind of lit under them
Yeah. Yeah.
again,
Yeah.
because
The
I
reigning
feel
champs.
like
The reigning
yeah, I
champs.
feel like I'm shocked. I don't know what's going. They look shell shocked,
Hmm.
and maybe it's the disappointment of the OCC. Who knows what it is, right? Like,
Hmm.
and I'm sure that does play a part, because you get all the way there, right? You work the whole season, right? You
Yeah.
you have to get through all the playoffs, then you make it to the OCC, you make it to the finals, and you just
Yeah.
you lose. I mean that stuff's hard, and you got to find a way to get over that and move on. And
Hmm.
so, maybe that's what they're struggling with, and maybe come a few more games they'll kind of wake up, but they can't wait too long, right?
They can't
Because
wait too long.
you,
There's
you,
playoff
you can
spots here.
there's playoff spots. Yeah, the Central Conference is interesting with that. So yeah,
Yeah,
I think those are kind of two teams that I've been surprised by this
that's
season.
fair. That's good. I think that's good. I would say on my end, if I had to look across the board at teams that I was surprised with, I would say in a positive sense,
Hmm.
I'm I guess I'm surprised with, even though they lost their last game, um, I'm surprised with, I mean, no, actually, I guess they didn't lose. They won their last game and lost the one before that. I'm surprised with the Knights. Watching the
Mm,
Knights play, and
yeah.
I'm surprised because I'm starting to see, like we said, it's the beginning of a new era, and so I'm starting to see now these younger players. It's a younger duo, like
Yeah.
Braden and Orion are a young duo coming together
Hmm.
here, and they are the way that they played. They're just clicking on all cylinders together, bringing that
Hmm.
whole team together. It seems like they've just got the whole team underneath their belt. They came back in that game against the Angels, took it from them,
Yeah.
um, and really just did some. Yeah, they seem like there's momentum there now. I think going into this next week's here, it's going to be even more momentum.
Yeah.
So that would be on the surprise for on the good note. On the surprise in the sense where like I hope something changes soon note. I'm going with the Warriors. The
Mm,
Warriors are a team that I hope something changes soon.
yeah.
It's not like they're playing poorly. They're losing close games.
Yeah.
They're losing close games. So it's like all it takes is to swing those around the other way. And for those, if you're watching Warriors, and I know some of you are going to be watching this, one of the things that Sydney said, she said that she thinks Cody Giles is going to have a breakout season.
Mm,
So, so, and I actually know I've been watching him play, and he's playing on another level. I would say from what we saw from last season to this season, it's like what carried over from the OCC to now is
hmm.
going in the right direction. As a team, when it comes to closing a game, they got to be
Hmm.
able to close the game. They got to close the door. They had that
Yeah.
game against the Lions, and they let it slip away, and they didn't close the door.
Where's Noah Trate? Is he injured again?
I'm pretty sure he was injured. I'm pretty sure he's injured.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and that's a huge loss.
that
I
is a
think
huge
I,
blow.
I I think like you talk about key pieces. Like I mean,
Good
that is
reminder.
a
Good reminder. That's a good
huge
reminder.
piece. So I think that's gonna hurt for them for a bit. Hopefully they can get him back. But yeah,
You know who he
no.
brought in that's playing well though? Hmm.
Mm.
Came in free agency off the wait list here.
Free agency.
Yeah.
I love it.
They needed it, man. They needed it. It's a guy. His name is Evan as well. I'm trying to pull
Right,
up
Evan
his.
DeConto, the
Yes,
5 points per game. Yeah.
yes. That's impact. That's impact. That is
Oh
impact.
yeah, and
Um,
3 rebounds per
yeah.
game, so
Like
it's
it.
huge.
It did. It seemed like that. Like he actually brought some stuff that was missing, that was needed.
Mm,
So I hope that yeah, they could just get. It's not hard for them. They were
right.
like they're a really well run team. They have a
Yeah.
great coach. They have a great team captain. They've been to the mountaintop,
Yeah.
and they just came up the OCC. So,
Isn't it funny how both the teams from the
oh,
OCC are having a struggle
wow.
of a start this season?
Hmm, that's interesting.
And it just like, is it the mountaintop experience, right? Like,
Mm,
like one had a great experience up there and one had a bad, but regardless, they're both struggling at the start of this season, right?
yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
it's kind of interesting how that's happening, right?
Very interesting.
Yeah. No, it's I was just kind of shocked about that, but
You get a good point,
I
though.
yeah.
Got a good
Yeah.
point. I'm not really sure what exactly to say about that, but you have a point. I think it could be that mountaintop experience. They just need to click out of it. And I think, hey, sometimes two losses will snap you right out of it. So hopefully that's what it
Hmm.
takes to be like, hey, you realize there are probably only two or three losses from being out of the playoff picture. So
Yeah.
at this point, we got to turn these L's into some W's. So I think that's what it's going to come down to too. At this point, is just like to
Yeah.
just put some fire on your back, right? To kind of like
Yeah. For
turn
sure.
things around. But let's just look at some of these teams across the league to start the season. looking at some teams that have had a good start. I'm going to start in the legacy division because, hot take or not, this is my hot take. I think the legacy division might be stronger this season than Destiny.
Mm,
That's my hot take. I'm just looking across the board here. Even in that loss, the Warriors are at the bottom of the standings in legacy, but
hmm.
even in those losses, they were close, very close.
Yeah.
And all of these teams here, I feel like are just they have all have great potential this season, like incredible potential. Not that the other teams don't, but I'm just saying what I'm seeing happen on the court is
Yeah.
showing me that these five teams are just a little bit tipping the scales to me than the Destiny division.
Mm,
That's just what I'm seeing. I don't know. You could tell me something different. I don't know what your take
mm.
is.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm looking at it. It's oh, I think like if we're talking, I don't know, man. No, I think I just
Ah,
still think
it's because you're a Destiny
I
guy.
still think
You're a
Destiny
Destiny
division.
guy, bro.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, no. I think the Flames are still one of the greatest powerhouses.
I
The
get it.
Eagles obviously are just I mean without Aiden it'll be a bit different, so I
Yeah.
like to see that.
They're also not a
Um
proven team yet because you got to remember that whole team is a rebuild right now.
yeah.
The
Yeah.
whole
So
team.
it'll just be interesting to see
It will.
without Aiden what's going to happen there. The Knights like they're working it out here, but the Strikers I think they're just off to a sloppy start, you know what I mean? But
Hmm.
so I think and the Golden Gates they've just got to click on a million different levels right now. Like they've got to do a whole reset, right? Like in their minds.
No, I think for the
I don't
Golden
know.
Gates,
I
it's
still
defense. I think it's
yeah.
defense for the Golden Gates. But yeah,
I don't know. I'd still take those.
really.
I'd still put them as the
So,
stronger division.
so if you took all of the five teams and you put them against all of the five teams on the other side, you think that all of those five teams right now have shown you after these last couple games
Yeah.
that they're the stronger teams?
I think I'd take
Don't tell me that. That's
yeah. I think what I would say
oh,
is three of those teams would win, and two would lose, right? So it's like in my estimation, it's like three
okay.
of them are better off. Yeah. So it's not like it's a colossal better. It's just
Mm,
I think it's just better in
okay.
general.
Okay. I
But
mean,
True North is unreal right now, so it's
don't
kind of that's
disappointment.
fun. But
Yeah, it is. It is
yeah,
crazy, man. It is
yeah,
crazy.
because it's
Uh,
kind of funny. Like in the Destiny division, you have two teams that are 2-0,
hmm.
and but you also have two teams that are 0-2. Whereas
That's
the
true. That's true.
legacy division, you only have one team that's 2-0, right? So it's kind of like you have two powerhouses over in the Destiny, and then one over in the legacy, right? So
Hmm. Hmm. No, this
yeah,
is true.
but it's funny. You kind of like
Hmm.
on in the Destiny you have like three of the best players, right? You have Nathan, and then you have Aiden, and you have Braden, right?
But
Like and
Aiden's gone
obvious.
now.
What's that?
Aiden's gone now, so that
Yeah,
kind
I
of,
know, I know, I know. It's
which is
sad.
sad.
It's just
It's not setting in yet. It's not
it's
setting in
not
yet.
gonna set in for a while.
It's not gonna
Ah,
set in.
not until Friday when we watch that game. So
Uh,
yeah,
yeah. No, you're right. You're right. But yeah,
yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Now you took Aiden out of the equation. It kind of changes the scales a
It
little bit.
does change things. It'll be interesting though. I'm very excited to see what Evan's
Hmm.
gonna do.
Ah, it's true. Yeah. So let's
Very
talk about
excited.
that then. Let's talk about some of the young new talent, whether it be returning young players or the new rookies that we're seeing come in right now. Who are those standouts for you?
Yeah, I mean Evan on the Eagles is like man that spin move he did when he was driving to the
Yeah.
basket there. Like the whole crowd was in shock, when he did that. That was just it reminded me of something Aiden would do. I
Mm,
think people have almost become so normalized to what Aiden does that
mm,
they don't react, like
yeah. Yeah.
he
Yeah.
pulls off something of that and everyone's like, "Oh yeah, that's nice." And then like Evan did it and everyone's like, "Oh," they were like
Yeah.
flipping out. It was just kind of fun because it was like and it's interesting, to see Aiden leaving. It's almost like a passing of the torch,
Yeah.
hopefully. I mean, like I said to you earlier, like
Hmm.
between Evan, Aiden, and Josiah, those guys are averaging almost 50 points a game between the three of them. Like,
That's crazy.
so it's not like Evans had to play up to any sort of level But
Hmm.
I think with Aiden gone, it'll be interesting. I think he may be averaging 18, 19 points a game.
Oh
So
yeah,
he's kind of, and like we said, he's only in grade 10. So that's exciting. I'm excited to see
yeah,
what he's going to do with this team. And obviously, he's still got Josiah there, who's always plays with a ton of heart. So
man. He's
he's
averaging
been
four
fun to
steals,
watch.
four steals.
Yes. Oh,
That's
yeah. Yeah,
crazy,
and
man.
then the other one that was big for me, he's on the Rams
Yeah,
and
Brandon,
Alexander, right?
Brandon.
Or Brandon. It's
Yeah.
Brandon. Yeah, it's Brandon.
Hmm.
Wow, he's fantastic. I think Liam for that team, Liam's got to start utilizing his pieces. Like he's got to be
Hmm.
the playmaker that he is.
Hmm.
If the shots are going and when they are going for Liam, man, it's amazing,
He's
right?
taken if they're going
It,
in.
yeah, but if they're not going, he's gotta start being the playmaker that he is, and he's gotta set these guys up. And man, I really think that this kid can do a lot. I think he
Hmm.
just needs the trust of his teammates, right?
Yeah,
So I,
yeah.
I think I'd like to see that more, that they start using Brandon. I mean, he's averaging 7.5 points,
He
right? So
is, he
like
is. And we're talking about a
uh
team that's got Liam, Brandon, Darren,
Darren,
Justin,
Justin.
Koski. Like this is a good team, man.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
This is a really good team. And
Yeah, it is a good team. I think they need to be like they have Raul, and
yeah,
man,
Raul
Raul's a
too. I forgot
great
about Raul,
shooter.
man. Yeah, he is.
He's a great shooter, and you just haven't seen that even being utilized. So I think the ball's got to be moved around more.
Hmm.
It can't be a one man show on that team. It's
No.
got to be a team effort. That's how they're going to make it through,
Hmm.
right? So that's been fun, and then obviously having Orion back has been a great time. Like
Yeah,
just
it's great.
seeing the next, like he's brought it up a whole nother level for his team.
Well, man, you know what I remember Aiden saying? It's the next face
Yes,
of the league. Aiden said this, so we gotta take this. Can't take this lightly. So the next face of the league is Orion Mitchell.
yes,
He
yeah,
said that.
yeah. He did
So
say that.
uh, it's very possible that he could be. It's really up for grabs at this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's up for
yeah.
grabs
Well,
at this point.
obviously, I mean, I think Nathan's obviously going to hold that
Oh yeah, until somebody
until
else takes the crown.
yeah.
Yeah, I
So
guess you're right. I forgot Nathan literally is gonna be the guy
yeah,
for a
Nathan
whole
has what
other
one more?
year.
Yeah,
He's got an
one more year.
entire other year. So he's gonna be playing fall, winter, summer, and then that's gonna be his end. So he's got some more time than some of the other guys to make a legacy.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. So no, that I mean those I think those three are the standout for me.
that's good. That's good. I mean, I wouldn't change anything. I think that list is pretty solid. I think that like again there are others that have shown me. I think Callum West was the one that I was gonna bring up from True North that
Mm,
I feel like I was like, wow, I did not see that coming, but that was definitely like he brings like an energy to the
right.
team that I think is needed and doing a lot of intangible stuff. I remember just watching him play and I'm like, man, okay, he's making the efficient plays here, he's doing the hustle plays here, and I really like what I'm seeing from him as well. So yeah, he was another one,
Nice.
man,
Yeah.
that I could say for sure. Yeah, and I mean, going on from that, just even in the last couple of games, we're almost done now, but what were some of the standout games that you saw here this season so far? Some highlight games.
I mean, I'm thinking about the Angels game there.
Mm.
Um
Versus who?
uh
Lions or Knights?
I'm thinking about what their was, yeah,
Their
the
last game was the
Lions.
Knights.
Yeah, or the first game or
Yeah.
the last game.
The
Yeah.
game they lost was against the Knights. The game they won was the Lions.
Yeah. I'm thinking about the Lions game. I just
Mm-hmm.
like how they stuck with it the whole game,
Mm.
right? Like the
Mm-hmm.
Lions is a good team, right? Like, and I thought, like, I just like how they're sticking with the games.
Yeah.
They're not like they finally are closing them out, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
obviously the Knights game, like that,
I was like the
that's
old Angels came back for a moment, eh?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's unfortunate, but I think what we're going to see more often than not as they get more chemistry
Mm,
is them closing out games now.
yeah.
I think you're going to start seeing that. So I think I was really excited about that. Like, I think it was a 2 point game they won against the Lions, right?
Wow.
33-31. they always let those go before. They always
Yeah,
lost those.
yeah, yeah.
They would
That's true.
in the
That's true.
last few minutes they would panic with the ball, and then the game was over,
It's done.
and they would shoot themselves in the foot. So it was nice to see them not do that.
Hmm.
I think for me that was fun to see. Um, and I don't know. Obviously, it was fun to see Nate going at it with some new teammates
Yep.
now.
Yep.
So
That's also
I
fun. That's also
yeah,
fun.
that was like I mean, that team is still so
What's
stinking
his name?
dominant,
Is his
man.
name Tatum? The guy that's on this team? I think he is. I'm gonna try and see if
Yeah,
I can pull it up here. Cause
it's like every kid on his team shoots threes. I just don't understand that. Like it was so
and
funny.
shoots them well.
And shoots
Yep.
them well. Like I don't know if it's like I
Ryder
don't
Tatum.
know. It's just it was hilarious watching that. I was watching. You might be right that I don't remember who their names yet. Some of the new people on the team, but it was so funny watching some of the new kids on the team shooting threes and hitting them, and I was just like, is this just like what is this like?
Oh man.
Because it's not like we watch the draft combine and we're like, this kid can shoot threes. Okay, put him on the Flames. Like
Yeah,
it's almost like being around him just causes people to shoot and shoot with
that's true.
confidence. And yeah, so
Steph Curry, bro.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Oh man.
Yeah,
No,
so I've
you're right.
enjoyed that. And then yeah, I think it's just been fun watching all the games.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
those are kind of the games that have stuck out for me is
Yeah.
definitely the Angels and Flames games, but
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
Lions. I mean, I like seeing Ali kind of leading the way for her
Man.
team.
Oh,
Yeah,
Allie, if you're watching this, Allie, I'm proud of you. This is
yeah,
incredible to watch right now. This was the potential that we saw, and it's coming out. Like 13
mm,
points a game right now. That she's on that trajectory, bro. Like, and we're
yeah,
talking one of like there's only a couple players that we can talk about and say they're some of the best female CYBL players we've ever had. And
right.
and so she would be one of them. Latoya is one of them. Estelle's one of them. Abby probably one of
Yeah,
them. I don't know. Tell me if I'm missing someone. I think those are some key ones.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
But
I think those are the main ones for talking about like the
mhm.
greatest females of all in
Best CYBL
CYBL
females.
history. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for
That's what I would
sure.
say.
Yeah,
Yeah. We got
those
some
would
new
be the
ones
top.
making strides, and I think even in the East there, we've got
Yeah.
Mila in the East, and I think ultimately though, what I love to see though is that grow. I like to see that. I want to see
Hmm.
that grow because
Yeah.
it's awesome to see that, man, that dominance and the shooting too,
Oh,
the
yeah.
accuracy. It's
Yeah.
incredible to see from Allie. So
Yeah. No, yeah, that's how I've enjoyed seeing that. I've enjoyed seeing it because the first game I didn't think I thought in their loss to the Angels,
hmm.
they weren't utilizing her as much.
Mm,
And then I think she was kind of overdoing it because when she did get the ball, she wanted to actually utilize her opportunities.
yeah.
And in the second game, I think they were just playing as a team. Like it wasn't like,
Yes. Yes.
oh, don't like
It's my turn now.
no,
It's your turn.
yeah,
It's
it's my
my.
like yeah,
It wasn't like
exactly.
that.
It
Yeah.
wasn't like that. It was just yeah, it was
Hmm.
just nice to see them like trust each other. That's really what it came down to is
Hmm.
they trusted Ali to be the point guard.
Hmm.
And maybe that was a coaching thing. I don't know. Like
Hmm.
who knows? Like maybe it was like, hey, no, she's the point guard, and in that you just saw them thrive.
Yeah.
Like it was
Yeah.
fantastic. So that was a good game.
Yeah. No, that's great, man. And I'm glad to see even the Lions flourish even after some trades and not having Zach with them. They're
Yeah.
flourishing right now. They're flourishing
Oh,
one and
if
one.
Zach comes back, that team's gonna be absolutely
Oh man.
ridiculous. That team's gonna be stacked, man.
Well, man.
Like,
Well, even if Zach was to come back though, he just came off a brutal injury. There ain't no way
yeah,
that he could come back on that level without the miraculous healing of the Lord, like what happened to Aiden. You know what I mean?
yes, yeah,
Which could happen. So I'm not negating that. But what I'm saying is,
yeah,
unless that happens, I don't think that he gonna be able to come back and play at the Zach level that we're accustomed to seeing, if he even comes back. So,
right.
but I mean, I would definitely be glad to watch Zach play one more playoff series. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Yeah. So,
I think we're missing a kid from the Lions that we have not mentioned yet.
okay. Bring him up, bring him up,
Um,
bring him up.
um, I don't know his name. I thought he was Eddie at first.
Stop
Is
it.
it? Is it? No, it was. He moved like Eddie. You know, like I was like,
On the
oh
line?
man, yeah, on the
Let me check
Lions.
this out. Let me check this out.
Is it
Is it oh, George?
George?
George? We're talking about George Papula? I
Yeah,
think that's it.
he is fantastic.
Yeah.
He is fantastic, man. He was like he plays like he's fantastic. Like it's just
Mm-hmm.
like he does he just does all the little things right, and
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
just such a team player. So I like him and Eddie are just like back there. You know, like they're like kind of the key pieces for me that are keeping the glue together on that team, right? So
Mm-hmm.
they kind of look like they bring the energy to the team. So.
Yeah.
I like that. But yeah, I noticed him the last two games and I was like, man, he's great. Like he
He
just
is
like
great.
maybe it's he's not showing up all over the scoreboard or the
No, but I was
rebounds or
watching it.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's fantastic. He's kind of like Eddie. He's just fighting all the
Mm-hmm.
time for the ball. You know, he's not just standing around,
Yeah.
right?
And you
So
need those players.
he's involved. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's your grit players. You know, the
Yeah.
guys that are gonna bring the energy to the team, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. 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 No,
yeah.
that's good, man. That's a good other standout player. I think one player that I want to see, I think, in his last season, just shine and see him have a success this season is
Mm.
Jordan Cuban.
Oh yeah.
He's one player that just watching him, enjoying his first of all, just all that Jordan brings to the table. He's such a good kid,
Yes.
but also what he brings on the court. I want to see this guy have a season like no other for his
Hmm.
final season. Um, just because like there's been some heartbreakers, I feel like for him, like,
Oh yeah.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like I wouldn't say in the same boat as Ashton because Ashton has made it further in the playoffs, but the storyline has some
Yes.
similarities to it in the sense where like there were always opportunities in those playoffs, close games that didn't end up going their way at the end that
Mm.
they weren't able to make it out the first round. Like the Angels have never made they are one of the only expansion teams. I
Mm.
think the only expansion team. Think about this. It's pretty big. It's pretty big. Other than the Rams,
The
who are
Rams.
newer,
Yeah.
who
Yeah.
are newer. But one of the original expansion teams, they haven't made it out of the playoff, made it out of
Wild.
so I'm just hoping
Yeah.
that this be their season,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
No, for sure. I hope so too. I think with Guy and Elliot there, they've got it. Like this is the season for them, right?
hmm
Like and I think they've got to do it.
So just recapping on some of the standings so far this season. In the Central, we've got in first place True North, second place the Rams, third the Lions, fourth the Angels, fifth the Warriors.
Mm.
You go over to the Destiny division, and you've got in first Flames, second Eagles, third Knights. I feel like this is just so different than what we saw for a long time.
Oh yeah.
Fourth
Yeah.
Strikers and fifth Golden Gates right now. So it's totally when you hear Golden
Yeah.
Gates, you think top three. So it's kind of funny to see that.
Yeah.
But what the crazy thing about this season is, I want to bring up just so everybody knows, because I know some people have watched the public announcement, some people maybe haven't, is the wild card. That is going to be the
Mm.
crazy thing.
Oh, you did it.
Headed,
Good. I
yeah.
was gonna ask
Oh,
you. I
you
was
didn't
good.
know?
Well,
Ah.
because I remember saying it to you, but I was like, I wonder if he did that this season or he's doing it next season. I'm glad you
Yeah,
did that.
yeah.
That's fantastic.
Oh yeah, we talked. It was in
Yeah.
the announcement. It was in the public announcement on
Nice.
Instagram, YouTube. But yeah. So the wild card spot. So that is going to be really interesting as we come
Mm.
down into the later stretches. I'm sure we'll do another podcast before that. But like, just thinking about this right now, like if you're talking about one of the like, I could see a legacy division team ending up playing a Destiny division team in a wild card
Oh yeah.
because like just based off of what I see in the standings right now,
I know. Yeah.
it could happen and that'd be crazy.
It would be crazy. No, I know. I'm actually super excited. The wild card for me is like probably one of the greatest like adjustments we've made.
Yeah,
I just so excited for the idea that, a legacy and Destiny division teams are gonna play each other in the like first
in the
round. That's
first
gonna be
round.
that'd be
That would be
crazy.
crazy, bro.
Yeah.
It'd be
Yeah.
wild. Yeah, it is. It is very possible, and that could make a whole spin. Like, say for instance, if you're the top seed and you're like,
Mm.
yeah, you know what, we're good, and then
Yeah.
you have this team pull out that you did not want to play because they have like 2 wins or something, and
Oh
you're
yeah.
actually like a good
Imagine like facing the Warriors, like the Flames have to
oh
play the
the
Warriors in the
first
first
round.
round.
Oh man,
Yeah.
that'd be
Yeah.
something else, bro.
That
That'd be
would be
something.
something else.
It could happen.
Yeah.
Could happen.
Oh, and it could. I know.
It
That would
really
just
could.
and it would just make it's gonna make it that much more exciting, right? Like
Hmm.
it just adds another unknown, which is always the excitement.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
All done, bro. Well, we're coming here to the end of our pod. There's so much excitement this season, really. Like when you think about from the trades now to like looking and seeing what's going to happen, the expectation, the anticipation. We don't even know what the results are going to be to end it off with. Just want to, I guess, bring up what do you think is going to be the, I guess, the key for teams this season in a season that's really competitive? What is going to be the key to have the edge in their division this season?
Yeah, I think it's something we've talked about. We kind of always hit on it, and it's just I don't know how many people actually grasp this part.
Hmm.
Basketball is a team game, right? It's a team sport.
Preach it,
It's
preach it.
it's like and I think this actually applies as Christians too,
Mm,
right? And I think this is something that, for everyone listening that, you can apply this to your life. It's not just Christianity, it's going to be through your whole life, but
mhm.
it's something that you can see and understand through the game of basketball. You look at True North right now, okay? There's no one there that prior to this season we would have been. And I don't even think it's not that like I think Keel's fantastic and I think he's a great player, but I think he's thriving right now because everybody on that team is working as a
Mm,
team. They're helping one another. They're looking, they're assessing, it's not all about one guy and Keel's not trying to, you know,
hey, Keel
make
knows the
make
culture
his
because I was his coach for a while
yeah,
too.
he's not looking to make the stats better. He doesn't care about that stuff. He's just
Hmm.
looking to win, right? And so you look at that and then you just look at a team where it's fully loaded and they're not doing well and you're like why are they not doing well, right?
Yeah,
There's no reason this team should be losing, right?
yeah.
Like I think the Warriors, obviously it's not, I don't think they're not doing well because people are being selfish, but I'm just saying like that's kind of the thing. When you click, you're undefeatable. You can win every game, and I think that that's always kind of you can apply that in your life. When
Hmm.
you're a team player, when you're able to work with others, you'll get so much more done than if you're an island to yourself, right? And as a
Yeah,
Christian, we need other people to help us come
yeah,
alongside us, and that's just how you're gonna advance the kingdom of God, right? Is
yeah.
working alongside each other, and that's kind of the
Exactly.
whole idea of Christian Youth Basketball League,
That's
right? Is
it.
we're a team and we're
Yeah.
reaching out to the youth, right? And so I think
Hmm.
as our team works together, you see the mission be
Yeah.
that much more successful, right?
So
So
good. So good.
yeah.
That's so good, bro. That's so good. I love it. And yeah, I mean, I couldn't have said it better myself. I think that it's going to be vital. That's the reason why they talk about team chemistry so much.
Hmm. Yeah.
It's because of how important it is. Like, do whatever you can to start getting on the same page. Like,
Yeah.
whatever you can. If you got to, as a team captain, say, hey, you know what? Coach can't meet with us, but we're gonna meet at the park this week because we
Yes.
need to get
Yeah.
together. Do whatever you can to get on the same page because I think at the end of
Hmm.
the day, if you can get everyone on the same page, hey, maybe y'all need to go out for ice cream or something.
Yeah.
Do whatever it takes to get
Yeah.
on the same page, start bonding together as a team. Because
Hmm.
at the end of the day, when it's said and done, that and of itself, when you begin to know who each other are, begin to know your strengths,
Yeah.
you begin to trust each other, like you've been saying, that we can begin to use it. We can be able to use those things to our benefit,
Hmm.
rather than thinking about what is it that I can do. It's like, oh no, what is it that
Yeah.
he can bring, and what's it that he could bring, what's it that he could bring, and then we all bring what each other needs, and that's how it all
Yeah.
comes together. So
Yeah.
I think it's beautiful, and I think again, like we said, that works even in our faith. But the beauty is this CYBL, we bring both of those things together, and
Hmm.
the theme for this season has been for His glory. And
Mm.
so, literally, we're talking about, we're pursuing how to bring God glory in every area,
Yeah.
and we need each other to do that. We need each other to do that. We can only do so much on our own. So, yeah,
Yeah. Amen.
I think that's a great conclusion to this pod.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, guys, we just want to say, man, it is incredible for you guys to all be on here. We have like over 550 subscribers on YouTube, my bad, on YouTube. And we're just so glad for all of you guys that are fans and watching this, whether if you're from the East or from the Central. And we just encourage you to stay tuned for some more incredible games this season. And we'll be back with you soon. Just know, guys, first and foremost, that Jesus loves you. And when you put Him first and seek His kingdom and His righteousness, He'll put everything in order in your life and bring everything that you need. So,
Hmm.
just want to bless you guys with that. And yeah, we'll see you back here for another CYBL pod soon. Take care, guys.